So, you know how back in 2009 the Wizard101 level cap was 50, right? Just finishing Dragonspire, you kill Mouser and stuff, you're level 50, you can't get past level 50. And that was already kind of high, but then again, we had to get higher and higher because how else was the game going to progress, right? So, they make the level cap level 60, and then 70, 80, 90, 95, and then 100. Alright, and 100 was, I don't know, it was an okay stopping point. I mean, I still think that 100 was still kind of a lot, but it's an okay stopping point. And when they were going to release Polaris, I thought that it would be a good idea for them to just make Polaris one level, if that makes any sense, you know? So the max level after Chrysalis should be 100, and then after Polaris, you should be 101. Because the game's name is Wizard101, you know? Like, what the fuck does a 101, like, stand for if you're not gonna, like, have it be 101 levels, if that makes any sense? So, yeah, they didn't do that. They did up to 110, and that's a pretty weird number. But now we're at 120, and I just got to thinking, when are we going to stop leveling? So what is up, YouTube? It's Michael here, and I'm going to be talking about when will we stop leveling? You know, when will the game be over, in a sense? So I'm pretty sure Michaelowl doesn't want their game to just stop, but you have to understand, we're getting up to a point to where these levels are getting kind of ridiculous. I have to explain why. So we all would have thought, you know, level 101 would have been kind of a good place to stop since, you know, the game is called Wizard101, right? And even back when the game first came out, I never thought of having a level 110 or a level 120. And the way things are going, it's only going to raise with every new world. I mean, obviously. But think of having a level 170 or a level 200, like, that means things are getting way high up there, and like, imagine the stats and the gears for those levels. Like, imagine how much health, dude. Imagine how much health an ice would have. Now that really puts things into perspective of how this can really be a big problem. Now this can be a big problem, and maybe it won't even last that long, but still, Michaelowl as a company had to see this coming. I mean, if they ever had a long-lasting plan for this, you know, game, they should have thought way ahead to where how their levels should go. So them raising the levels by 10 every time there's a new world is kind of discouraging because it's only going to make the game for PvP more broken than what it already is. And you also got to think about the spells. The spells can only get worse and worse as well. Back when level 70 was the highest level cap, I really expected to see spells get to like 11, 12, 13, or maybe 14 pip costs. And I thought that spells like that would be so amazing, and that's what they would cost so much health. And I knew that that was going to be a problem for them because we can only get the maximum amount of pips, which is 14. So eventually they would have to cut down the cost of spells if we were going to keep getting new ones at least. Now, no player would have ever thought of shadow pips reducing the amount of pips that spells cost, but they found an okay way to fix that problem, and it's doing its job at least. It's bringing the spells back. It's bringing the spell cost back down to 4 or 5 pips, to 4, 5, and 6 pips so far, and that's okay for now. But how will they fix the gear and the steady health increases that happens with every level, you know? You know how, like, every time you level up, you get, like, a certain stat increase, like, plus a certain amount of health and plus a certain amount of, mana and energy? How can they fix that? I mean, it's already level 20, and ices are easily getting 7,500 health. And amazing stats. So, when they come around level 150, ices could possibly be pushing over 9,000 health. 9,000! And that's crazy because I remember back in Dragonspire, bosses have like 10,000 health. So we're getting to the point where it's going to be a lot. And now, I don't know if you guys think that this is a problem or not, but I think it's a pretty big problem. Mostly because of PvP. PvP is the only thing that keeps this game going whenever there's not a new world in development. Alright, PvP is what makes people want to play more. I mean, I know there's people who like to fish and like to build and throw parties or whatever the fuck, but PvP is for where the bulk of the plays are. And even that's declining, but I don't even want to get into that. And I think the reason why Wiz is falling off as a game as well is because players are putting more and more hours and hours upon reaching a level like fucking 200, and they'll just ban you for, what? Account sharing. Something like that. and that will make you never ever want to play the game again. So I don't understand why they would ban you if you put in so much time, money, and effort into this one game to get to level 200 and then just fucking ban you. And I'm not saying that level 200 would be a level cap. I'm just giving you guys an example, because being level 100 and being banned is already bad enough, and they think it's okay. And you also have to realize that you have to farm for gear, spells, and buy packs to get good things, and it's all a lot. And for them to ban you at 100, that just makes you not want to come back. But even the level 100 is kind of enough to make a player want to stop playing, you know? So let's say you're like a new player, a brand spanking new character, don't know anything about Wizard101, and you decide to log in and play. And somebody tells you that by the time you start the game, you have to get to level 120. You're gonna be like, no fucking way am I getting level 120 before you even got into it. Now, I know that we can't stop anything about level 120 now. I'm just saying that. And let's take a look at the PvP aspect one more time. So, if you're a Grand, right, level 50 with a high rank, and the level cap is like what, level 150, you know there's not going to be a lot of people doing 110 through 140 PvP. I mean, even that, even fighting a level 100 as a Grandmaster is retarded. But still, you're going to end up fighting level 150s, and that's an instant loss. No matter if you're first or second, it's an instant loss. But that's an entirely separate video on its own. But that's all I really wanted to say about this. Let me know in the comments what you guys think the highest level in Wiz will be, or if they will even make it that long, you know? Let me know in the comments. I really want to know what you guys think. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.